Sit down and shut up.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give me peace.
Why so serious?
You take the blonde and I'll take the one in the trailer.
This is Sparta!
I'll have what she's having.
For generations, they have been the two biggest names in terror.
He may get the blood, but I'll get the glory.
Freddy's coming back.
This summer, for the first time ever,
She's mine!
two legends will come together.
It's time to put this bad dog to sleep.
Freddy vs. Jason. Winner kills all. Rated R.
Welcome to another installment of the Screen Squad podcast. It's good to be back, guys. Good to be back.
Yeah, nice little vacation.
Yeah. It's 2 weeks off. COVID scare, everything, all in a two weeks. I don't know, like a week and 2 week span, something like that.
Something like that.
On the panel today, like always, I'm Vinny.
I'm Ozzy.
And Edgar.
And as you can tell, there's a difference in the sound here because of the COVID scare. Ozzy is not in studio with me, like always. He's recording from home to make sure he doesn't catch it. I know I don't have it, but better
To be
safe than
exact,
sorry.
I'm on location in the middle of the epicenter of the COVID-19. No sé qué es eso. Back to you, Vinny.
You're so dumb.
Well, yeah, but so this is the first time trying everyone in different locations. It's going to be interesting. Trying out new technologies like phones. But like
Because of outdated laptops.
yeah, because Ozzy has
Laptop
because Ozzy
phone.
likes having a laptop from 1997 that has Windows like 1.
Hey, you leave Windows X out of this.
Yeah, Windows 10. No, not even Windows 10. Is what's Windows 7? Windows 8, Windows 5, 97.
Windows X,
One-
ECKS.
One of those.
Hey, leave my green screen alone.
Yeah. Well, like always.
I'm gonna start playing Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's the only game you can play on that laptop that you have, and you just fly. Well, the movie we're talking about today, as you guys heard from the intro, was in 2003's Freddy vs. Jason, a movie that's like 20.
What? Not Alien versus
No.
Predator?
I think this one started the trend. A movie that was like 20 years in the making. They were trying to work on it since the 80s. They finally got it done because New Line ended up buying the rights to Jason. So much to talk about in that, like with how they were making the movie. But essentially, this is the first horror, like one of the first horror movies that was released in the summer because it was essentially sold as a blockbuster.
It plays like a blockbuster too.
Well, I mean, come on, who would want to watch Jason and Freddy?
Yeah, because it's not a traditional horror movie like the way they built it. It's just but
it feels like a straight up Freddy movie.
It's a summer
Wait,
popcorn
Jason
movie.
doesn't have any lines?
But it is majority Freddy in the movie.
It's still way better than part 2.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's messed up. See, it's because Robert Englund's a diva. That's why.
Because he got second billing.
He's like, I'm Freddy, not Jason.
No, so the movie starts off. So this is a continuation because they had laid the groundwork for this movie in, what was it? Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah.
At the very end, where they threw the Easter egg where Freddy's hand comes out of the ground and pulls Jason's mask down, and people had been waiting for a long time for this
movie.
movie.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and people were waiting a long time for this movie, and when it finally came out, it's literally just the last 20 minutes of the movie is all action, just fighting between the two. Because that's really what you go to watch the movie for, is you want to see Freddy versus Jason. And the beginning of the movie is pretty. The premise of the movie is that Freddy is no one is scared of Freddy anymore because kids are all taking this drug.
Yeah, they've forgotten him.
Yeah, he's forgotten, and so he devises a plan to bring Jason out of retirement. And use him to kill kids, essentially bringing back the fear and make it seem like Freddy's doing it. That's pretty much the premise of the movie. But then ultimately, Jason starts getting more of the kills, and Freddy gets fingered. I mean, Freddy gets upset.
He gets fingered.
Yeah, that's what I said. Delay.
Quick,
Uh-huh.
quick.
No, Freddy gets upset, and he's mad because he's taking all the good kills. So then he devises a plan. Now he wants to take down Jason. And the last 20 minutes is just the movie you wanted to see. It's just them fighting all like throughout the movie. Everyone else is inconsequential in the movie.
Yeah.
John Ritter's son, he's in it. The not Beyonce is in it.
Ooh, that sucks. How dare
Not
you?
Beyonce
That's
from
cool.
Destiny's Child's in it.
There was some high quality nudity though.
No, there wasn't. Barely any.
There had to be because it's like a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah, and it was at the beginning, just at the beginning. And but there are some good kills in the movie. There are some good kills, but
Very ridiculous though.
oh yeah. But I think that, but the movie I think is meant to be a little bit more over the top than the other ones because, Freddy has a lot more one-liners. He's a lot more front and center in the movie. He's in a good chunk of the movie. I mean, Jason obviously doesn't have any lines, but he gets some good kills in there. But it's Freddy's movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, Ozzy just said that Robert Englund is a diva.
You're right. But no, it's an enjoyable horror, campy action horror movie because it's not a 100% horror because there's nothing scary in this movie. It was meant to be. It's very
a slasher. It's a slasher.
It's a slasher movie, but it's
It's
crazy.
a comedic slasher.
Yeah, they had the makers had so many ideas for this movie to include other characters. Like eventually, like one of the things they said at the end, they were gonna have Pinhead from Hellraiser. that when they go back to hell at the end, that's who meets them in hell, which is Pinhead.
Oh, so they were gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the movie, Jason kills Freddy, and they both go back to hell. Like that's it. Like it's not like Jason runs wild now.
Yeah.
He just returns back, and you were gonna have Pinhead.
Where's he gonna go?
Yeah,
Like they both died. Where are they gonna go?
and the cool thing is that they filmed it again the same I think was it Jersey the Crystal Lake
Oh,
Camp Crystal Lake in Jersey. It's filmed there.
Oh, you could tell by the water.
Yeah, and it was filmed at the same time that was it X-Men 2 was filmed, because that's the same lake that they used in X2.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that Hugh Jackman was playing Freddy.
No, they didn't even get Kane Hodder, who had just played like Jason and like all the other ones. They got somebody new to play Jason in this movie.
who'd he
But
get?
I don't even know who the guy is. All I know is it's not Kane Hodder.
Where?
But you get Robert
Want
Englund.
to get my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombat?
Then you,
It's
and
Ken
then
Kersinger.
This movie, yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
He's
I
in
prefer Kane
Watchmen.
Hodder.
Oh, but he's like a stunt
Oh.
dude.
Yeah, they should have
It's
just
just
got
stunts,
Kane Hodder
yeah.
because he had played Jason for the longest, so he knew how Jason moves and how he thinks and how he does things. But the one thing I'll give this movie a lot of credit for is the fact that it opened up the shared universes. Yeah, and it's very Marvel formula. Like it feels like the Marvel formula. Like it feels like that's how
How?
they started it. I mean, with this whole shared universe, you're bringing that in, and then
Oh.
with the ideas that they had, bringing in Pinhead from Hellraiser,
Yeah.
and I think the sequel was eventually became the comic book. Was Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. That's what the next thing was going to be. Yeah, and that's
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
yeah, and that's the comic book.
And
They
that
couldn't
would have
do-
been
they couldn't
straight
do it as a
awesome.
movie, but they did it as a
Awesome.
comic book.
I know Ash wanted to do it. Like, Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Well, yeah,
They
I
should
mean,
have got
but-
Leatherface.
But he's alive.
But then there's so many there's so many fan movies too, like fan films that Pitt was Michael Myers with him too. But I feel like Michael
He's
Myers
not even that
is-
funny.
is really too humid.
Oh,
Yeah.
you stupid.
No, from Halloween, obviously. But it's I don't feel like he would have been a good fit. You have two silent. See, you're either gonna have two silent killers, or you're gonna have two
Yeah.
that are kind of not, and Ash is not even a killer. Ash is a hero, but they talk a lot.
Yeah.
It would have been a give or take. But I think you would do better with someone who has more lines. If you would have had like let's say they would have done a sequel and you would have had Ash in it, you would have done better because you would have had like a verbal exchange, verbal fighting between Freddy and Ash. Because if you had
a shit talking hero.
yeah, because you would have had if you had a Jason and you would have had Mike, the Shape, Michael Myers, you would have to like what's the it's just silence, and that wouldn't have been good. And originally, you know that they had asked Rob Zombie to direct it.
So
Like they wanted him to direct it, and who was the other one? Oh, Peter Jackson to direct Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh wow.
But they settled with Ronnie Yu, who had he had done Bride of Chucky.
Well, see, I've never really heard of him. I mean, it says he's done Fearless. He did Fearless.
But like in the horror genre, like what got him there was Bride of Chucky. And you could tell because this movie and Bride of Chucky look a lot alike. Like the way
the different angles.
Yeah, the angles and the color, everything that he uses looks very. It looks. You know what? Did he also just by any chance? Did he do Romeo Must Die?
the name sounds familiar.
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like those movies all mesh. Like the color palette, the way and just the directing style feels very similar. Because again, if you put Bride of Chucky next to Freddy vs. Jason, they're very similar. They look like the same, almost.
I
the
know.
same movie.
Chucky comes out with his nails. It's crazy.
And the bride comes out with a hockey mask.
Yeah. But sounds like Jennifer Tilly for some reason. See, here's the thing. I'm not there for him to whip out the hammer.
No. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe.
You're safe today.
Yeah, you're safe this time. Yeah, he's the one that gave me COVID.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, Freddy vs. Jason itself as a movie. Again, you don't go to this movie. You're not gonna watch this movie to watch who's starring in it. You're literally watching it to see Freddy and Jason. Like the whole beginning of the movie is Freddy tricking Jason into going to Springwood. Then Jason is just starts running amok, killing everyone, and then Freddy is trying to mess with people because he's slowly getting his power back, and then they start fighting, and then that's when the movie is really good. Is when they throw down because you have you even get the demon Freddy. You get like a weird Alice in Wonderland smoking worm caterpillar Freddy
with Jason Mewes.
Yeah, with discount Jason Mewes. You get but you don't. I don't go to this movie because I didn't even know any of the people in the movie other than Freddy and Jason. When you go to the theater, now I know John Ritter's son because he's John Ritter's son, and the other people other than discount Beyonce, Kelly Rowland. Yeah,
that's cold.
Yeah. Well, she's not. I mean,
sadly enough, still a better actress than Beyonce.
That's true though. This is like her second
but
movie,
no fairness,
movie? I don't know.
So am I.
Well, yeah, and you're an extra.
That's not saying much.
Yeah. True that. But I would have been really surprised or excited to see what they would have done next with it. Or even just finding out that it could have been either Rob Zombie or Peter Jackson directing the movie. If it would have been one of them, it would have been a way different movie. I mean, the movie
way darker.
Yeah, but by no means did this movie bomb because this movie made a lot of money. People like this movie, Freddy vs. Jason.
Well, people paid in for it because it was the nostalgia.
It's not Jason in space.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, the last Freddy movie that came out before this was Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah.
Ooh, they should have got Wes Craven to do it. Oh.
Right, which is he
was still alive.
Which is a good movie. Which is a good Freddy movie. Yeah, he was still alive when it came out. But which is a good movie for the New Nightmare. But the last Jason movie that came out before this one was Jason in Space or Jason X.
Was it Jason X?
Depends on where you're at. Which is garbage. Yeah, Jason X was the last Jason movie before Freddy vs. Jason.
Was it a different studio that kind of said, let's make another one because we're gonna lose it?
Well, remember, that's the reason why they couldn't make the movie beforehand because New Line didn't own the rights to Jason, and the studio that owned it, I forgot what studio it was. Was it Paramount? Maybe, I don't know. one of the studios, the studio that didn't want them merging together, and then they ultimately lost the rights to it, and New Line bought it. That's the only real reason why we got Freddy versus Jason. Just because New Line ended up buying the rights or getting the rights to Jason.
Yeah, I'm still bummed out that there's no sequel with Ash in it. So it's just,
Well, I mean, you got the sequel in the comic book, and then you can't really make it.
I don't want to read.
You can't really make it now. Comic books you don't really read, right? Especially you just look at pictures most of the time anyway.
Make it with the Raimi brothers.
Maybe I don't know, but I think at this point, Bruce Campbell is a little bit too old to do that type of movie. But then
never too old.
But then again, if you bring back
Bruce versus the Living Dead was pretty awesome.
Bring back Robert Englund because he's not dead. You bring him back as Jason, as Freddy, with arthritis and everything, or you can bring him back as Jason. I don't know.
Yeah, because this was his last time he played Freddy.
Well, this is the very last time he played Freddy, other than the Goldbergs. Remember he played Freddy in the Goldbergs.
Yeah.
He actually said, I think he said in an interview that he was down to do it one more time.
So, no, I mean, I think you can, but it's like now it'll them just fighting in a geriatric home or something. I don't know.
I think it'd make a lot
to
of
get the spirit of the migrant workers. Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
I think it would make a lot of money because now that's what all the movie studios are doing anyways. It's all nostalgia stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And then it's not like they're doing it.
They ran out of ideas.
Yeah. I mean, and even then,
it's just that if you come up with something else, everyone's gonna be connected to like, oh, I saw it already. It's this.
No, but even then,
or Simpsons did it,
but
or
even then,
some
the
shit like
reboots that they've done of Friday the 13th, which is not a bad reboot or remake of the original, and the sequel because the Friday the 13th one it's like a mixture of the first one and the second one, and then but the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot that they had with Jackie Earle Haley was garbage.
No.
That one's garbage.
It's garbage.
Like I don't know what they were thinking. So they only have one way of going, and that's making it better. Because I think it's the opposite. Because you remember when they made Freddy vs. Jason, you had Jason X, and that movie's garbage. But you had New Nightmare that was good. Now it's the remake of Friday the 13th was good, but the Nightmare on Elm Street is garbage. So it's only prime if they still have the rights to make another one, like one of these team up movies, which is not really a team up because they didn't team up. Because Freddy wants all the glory. So I think now would be it wouldn't be a bad time to make another one of these. And I mean, obviously once they can start making movies again.
I mean, it'll bring people back to the theaters.
Yeah, I mean, but again, my theory still stands. The very first movie that came out, even though it was a drive-in theater, made a lot of money. And what movie was that? It was Ghostbusters. They put Ghostbusters in the drive-in,
classic, and
that made a whole bunch of money. They put Jumanji, or was it Jumanji? Oh, they put a movie like recently, and then made a lot of. It became number one again. Like people just want to get out of their houses, but as soon as you put a brand new movie that people haven't seen, even if it's drive-ins, people are gonna go see it.
You true.
That's why I'm looking forward to Mulan.
Ooh.
Which now got delayed indefinitely with no release date, just like Black Widow. All the movies.
It's probably gonna go straight to Disney Plus.
No, they're not gonna do that. Those movies are too big for them to release on Disney Plus.
Aren't they gonna do New Mutants? Mutants?
Supposedly. Well, I mean, New Mutants. At the Comic-Con thing, they said it's been moved since for the last 4 years, and they said they hope it's going to be released August 28th. But they don't. They're not even.
But
sure.
It's they were talking about releasing it on Disney Plus. No,
in theaters.
Yeah, that'd be a Hulu thing.
In theaters. August
Disney
28th,
Plus doesn't get movies like that.
And I don't think they want to release anything like that because from what I've read is that should be tied to the MCU somehow. I think that's how they're going to introduce more mutants into the MCU. So I doubt it because anything with the MCU they want to keep in the theaters because they even delayed Falcon and the Winter Soldier now. And
wait, the show?
The TV shows, yeah, they delayed all of them because they're all connected to the movies too.
Great.
So all that stuff is being delayed.
I mean, it's sad because that's the only stuff that's really been good anyway. All of the movies have been garbage. On everything. No, I'm
Disney
talking
Plus?
about the MCU. The MCU's been doing pretty good with their storyline.
Yeah, everything that's outside of that has not been that great. Other than Agents of Shield, that's been good. Agent Carter wasn't bad, but like the
Yeah.
Netflix stuff, the only two that were really
Wait, I like Agent Carter. You're
That's what
crazy.
I'm saying. That one was good. But the only non MCU stuff that came out, the Netflix stuff, was Daredevil. That's good, and Punisher, because Iron Fist wasn't good at all, and Luke Cage lost its steam. Season 1, the first half was good, and then after that, it wasn't good at all.
No, Nick Cage was cool. I mean, Nick Cage. Luke Cage was cool.
Nick Cage, huh?
Yeah, Nick Cage is patchy. Jessica Jones is pretty cool too.
Meh.
I think Iron Fist kind of like threw it all off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's only 2 really good series from there, and they're bringing back Frank Castle. They're gonna somehow incorporate him back into the MCU and using the same guy.
Is that the Punisher?
Yeah, they're gonna bring back the Punisher.
Yeah, I was reading that.
Yeah, so and then that leaves it open to bring, because the guy Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil, who played Matt Murdock, that was a good he's really good as Daredevil. So
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that he's he's like on the fence of wanting to play it again.
he should, because he was a
Yeah,
good,
he's
he
really-
was a good Daredevil.
Pretty good
And
blind
now
guy.
to play it for the MCU.
They could just bring Ben Affleck back.
No, that's garbage movie.
He's too massive, man.
That Daredevil was garbage.
He's too massive now.
He's not massive. He was massive.
No.
He was massive.
Physically?
He was
He's like 6'4".
but he was buff in Batman vs Superman. But if you watch Justice League, he lost all that.
Yeah, they made him.
He had already been drinking again. He had been doing all that stuff. He had gained a lot of
Yeah.
weight.
Now he's just banging Ana de Armas, and, allegedly.
Not allegedly. That's proven.
He's knocking them boots.
That man has the golden touch.
Yeah.
Takes all our women's.
So he's had he has Ana de Armas, he's had Jennifer Gardner and Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What else is there?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
A couple babysitters here and there. The same.
He had Goop. Yeah.
Allegedly.
But no, I mean, we'll see. I mean, the problem with releasing like Mulan or anything on Disney Plus is that's not the format you'd want to see them in. You want to see those movies, especially the MCU movies, in theaters. You want to see them on a big screen. I get.
Well, they're big budget movies,
yeah,
so they got to find a way to make that money.
And you can't make it. You can't make that money back playing them on Disney Plus.
Though Trolls World Tour, as much as it's not like the greatest movie in the world, it made some money.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, that might be a way to go.
Yeah, but it didn't make enough.
So it made enough to kind of go, we could probably release a good movie or a big budget movie here and still, make some of this money back.
There's a lot more money being made, with that. You're spending more money making those big budget action movies versus a Trolls World Tour movie.
I mean, somehow, some way, Steven Seagal has a career.
Not according to Charlize Theron.
No. Which I still have to go back and rewatch Old Guard, at least like the part of that I was watching, because there was too many people talking.
Yeah, because there's too many people talking in this fucking movie.
Couldn't follow the movie, but yeah, no.
She's good though. She's good as an action star. I like her.
Yeah.
Who, Charlize Theron?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's one of the few that I would actually like say, I look at her and go, good action movie star.
Ah, interesting. You're taking it back because remember?
No. My rule. No. I said my rule is they don't, but there are exceptions. Like who can you look at?
Now you're making exceptions.
No, go back.
You are.
Check the tape.
All right, we will.
He said nobody except Brie Larson.
Yeah, that's what he said.
No. I said, hey, don't hate on Brie Larson. That's it. She's good actress, damn it. But still, don't hate on her. But like women like Sigourney Weaver.
Awesome.
I'll even after watching Peppermint, I'll even give it to Jennifer Gardner too. Like they're like, you look at them and go, I think they can pull it off. Angela Bassett is one of those that easily can. You look at her and go.
So it sounds like you're definitely changing. So you're changing exactly what you said before.
Check the tape.
Yeah, no. You
No,
can't say
it's not-
exceptions and then
no,
say, like, a million
no.
different
Because
names.
there's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Flip flopper.
There's a
Maybe
lot of
politician,
movies.
get outta here.
They're out there. They're so huge
I know, bro.
that they don't that they require a
Easy.
great actress.
Easy.
Not just a pretty girl. No, not a pretty girl, but someone you know. It's like the way you do things. You can't have a girl like go Feifei.
All right, you that went too long. That went too long.
That went bad.
You need improv skills. You need to be able to be quick, and you weren't quick. You can't even follow your own story. Come on now. No, but I mean, again, you can't release those movies on a streaming platform. You can if they were made for the streaming platform, just because of the fact that the streaming platform paid for the money and they know how much money they can make back from it. But a studio doesn't take that into account. They have to actually release it, recoup their marketing, all that stuff. And also, people I don't want to see an MCU movie be released on Disney Plus or anything like that, because that cheapens the experience for me, because the experience of it is watching it in theater.
No, I don't care. I've got my Atmos stereo and my big TV, so.
No, yeah, but there's something to be said about watching it in theaters.
No, I mean, there's nothing like being in a movie theater, smelling another man's farts while watching a movie, knowing you can't walk out of it because you paid good money for it.
Those are your farts, by the way, and you need to stop farting in theaters.
First of all, hey, I eat what I eat, so yeah, face.
No, but so if we go back and we talk about another installment of Freddy versus Jason, I definitely think that they shouldn't release it. If they could do it, don't release it into direct to digital or a video on demand like they're doing for Bill and Ted. But I mean, if they're gonna move forward with it, I would definitely watch it, because again, like Edgar said, now everyone's going back and getting nostalgic and stuff like that. Don't reboot the movie like they messed up with the Nightmare on Elm Street, but maybe build upon how they redid the Friday the 13th. Use the guy that played Jason in that movie, because he was bigger and he was faster, and build.
Yeah, but nobody can really tell.
No, but I mean, certain Jasons move differently, and the one from that movie moves faster.
Yeah, the one from the first movies moves really weird.
Yeah, so I mean, you could definitely something can be made. Some definitely can be made, and then maybe add another element. Maybe you can bring Ash in, and then start adapting the comic book, because remember, in the comic book, essentially, it turned out that Jason was a deadite. That's the whole reason why Ash was brought in. So maybe you could do something like that.
I like that.
You can bring that back.
That's why he doesn't die.
Yeah, because he's a deadite.
But you mentioned Bill and Ted. I was thinking maybe that's what's going to change the whole thing. They're going to see how that turns out, because everybody's excited about the Bill and Ted movie, and it might make a lot of money.
Yeah, I think Vinny and I both figured out what
it might. I know I'm gonna buy it. Yeah. Watching the trailer, I kind of
figured
it a little bit out. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they surprise me. But if it's that way, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that.
No, it's.
And I don't want to spoil it in case.
I mean, it's such a simple like thing that we came up with. They were like, you know what? That's probably the way it's gonna go. I mean, we're pretty much in the 85% of like that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and if it is, cool.
Like, I'm not that mad about it, but at the same time, it's like, oh.
But the Bill and Ted, Keanu Reeves does look old.
Yeah,
they both look really old.
They are old.
Well, I mean.
Yeah, they both look really old.
Well, also, I mean, his face is so used to having a beard.
Yeah, I think at this point, I'm used to seeing him with a beard.
Because of John Wick.
It's weird to see him without a beard.
Yeah. I think those the prison moment is when
he looks like
when you kind of go,
oh,
that's John Wick with muscle.
Yeah, for sure. But definitely Freddy vs. Jason is worth a watch if you haven't seen it. Even if you have, it's a fun summer horror action movie.
It's great even if you're a pervert.
Definitely for you. But it's just fun to watch. It's a popcorn movie with a lot of murdering. It's a popcorn slasher.
Yeah.
And it's not meant to be extremely scary.
Or it doesn't take itself serious.
Yeah, that's one of the good things about it. It definitely doesn't. Like, I think that's one of the issues with the remake, is it tried to take itself too serious.
Yeah.
And make it more dramatized, and Freddy in all the movies was never extremely serious. He was never a serious villain. So if you try to take that element out and try to make him serious, it would kills the character.
Yeah, I think that's that, and the makeup are the reason that the remake failed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, it's because it was shot for shot, pretty much.
Yeah, with a couple changes.
We already talked about this too.
Garbage. And it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It has real good moments, and the moment you wait for is when they fight each other, and it pays off. There's a payoff to it, and it's
a good 30 minutes too.
Yeah, it's a good chunk of the movie with a good payoff that you were waiting for, and it's fun. It really brings the movie together, and just watch it. Definitely, it's a watcher. It's a summer movie that is not scary. There's no real like tense moments in it where people are edge of their seats. It's just fun to watch. The one thing.
My 3-year-old son watched it with me.
The one thing I would definitely say though is that this movie was made. I think the one negative I'll have is if you have no knowledge of Freddy or of Jason Voorhees, and you come into this brand new, you will be lost a little at the beginning.
No, not really, because
not really. They explain Freddy and they explain Jason.
But if you don't,
so
know,
you
don't
really
know
like
the characters, it's kind of like, okay, well.
Well, I mean,
there's a lot of exposition.
It's kind of like when you watch Cabin in the Woods.
How dare you? That's a good movie.
They explain everybody.
Yeah.
Not everyone. There's a lot of monsters they have on that board in Cabin in the Woods that they don't explain.
Yeah. Come on, Merman. Yeah, come on.
That's what I love about that movie. There's so many monsters.
Yeah, Bradley Whitford, awesome.
Yeah, but Freddy does explain himself in the beginning of the movie, and then towards the middle they show Jason and how he dies, and then when Freddy's trying to wake him up, the mom is talking to him. They do kind of explain it. You really don't have to watch the other movies.
You don't. This is set up for people who just want to crash course on it and go done. Yeah. Go.
They should have. By the way, they should have brought back the actress who played Freddy, Jason's mom.
Yeah, but she didn't take it because she said that the part wasn't big enough. She wanted a bigger part.
Don't say anything about.
You can't take top billing over Freddy. Sorry.
That's fine. You can say that. I thought you were gonna get gross on it.
I heard he's a diva.
Well,
that's true.
I'm not giving him any lines.
Well, this has been a good episode. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Was it?
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening. We're now a million feet apart, which is good for health.
Well, that's what you get.
So,
that's what you get for visiting Jersey.
Yeah, well, that's true. I'll never visit you again.
Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, darn it.
Well, this has been Vinny.
This is Ozzy.
And Edgar.
On location. Next week, who knows where we're going to be? Huh?
Where are you now?
I'm currently in my overheated car.
Yeah, the windows up.
No, it's just the neighbor's dog is a dick.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.